Today on Project NOMANG, it's intercooler and exhaust day. So George, you've done a little bit of work on the old Commodore. What have you done since I was last here?
Well, the last time we were filming, I ended up finishing off the rack, mounted all the steering shaft and everything. So we've got full functioning steering now, which is unreal, nice and light. The beauty of the manual rack is when you're pushing the car around, which we do in the shop regularly, it's as light as having the power steering on. So it's beautiful. So the thing's going to drive really, really nice. While we were playing with we had the front wheels off and that, we put on the sleeper front runners and hubcaps. Yeah, so they're sort of staying on now. At the same time, we mounted the intercooler, so we can show how we've done that. And we've done a little bit of plumbing. So we'll finish off the plumbing today. Start on the wastegate side. As we mentioned, we're going to run an external gate. So we're going to do the wastegate today.
So we're going to run basically a standard type turbo with an external.
Yeah, so our goal is to run the standard turbo as far as we can.
Yep.
But what we'll do is we'll run an external wastegate for the two benefits of good boost control over the internal wastegate setup and the screamer, which you love. So we'll do all that today and we'll go from there.
No screamer. Screamers, no.
Screamer number one. So yeah, we'll get onto that. I've also on the inlet manifold side, I had some alloy plates laser cut, and I made a bit of a cast elbow to relocate the throttle body, just to make it easier for plumbing side of things. That's sort of something we're probably going to offer as well to anyone that's willing to purchase. So we'll get a closer look at that.
Unless you know what the standard one looks like, it actually looks factory.
Yeah, well, that was the beauty of it. That was the sort of goal we were going for. Yeah, ideally, I would have liked to have the whole thing cast as a one unit, but for the moment, to check popularity and how it goes, it's nice, quick, and easy to use a cast elbow with some laser cut flanges. So yeah, that's come up really nice, relatively standard. So we'll do all that stuff, and obviously then we'll get ready for the next wave of mods to do next. So,
all right, well, let's get into it.
Let's go.
So George, nice, looks like a tube and fin intercooler you got here.
Yeah, just a Aeroflow, 100mm thick, not overly expensive, sticking with a budget, I guess. Does the job, fits in nicely.
Fits in there well.
Yeah, it fits in there real well. The fact that the aircon, the factory aircon stuff's out the way, gives us the ability to push it right back, which then we can fit the factory rear without having it being touched.
That came black?
Yeah, that was factory. Yeah, that came black. You can buy them either polished or black. So for the sleeper look, we'll stick with it black.
Ooh, look at this.
Yep, that's.
I don't think this is factory OE.
I wouldn't say so. It doesn't look like GM's writing there. But
it doesn't know whether it's a VR or a VS.
They're all the same, that's why. But look, it does the job. It fits. We'll probably replace it because of that anyway, but whatever the case, it does the job. It's nice. It tucks up behind it really well. And yeah, once we put the bar on, it's relatively well hidden.
Now you've done a little bit of work as well on some of these lines.
Yeah, so we decided to, because of the motor being a factory gas motor, it didn't come with a factory water outlets for the turbo. So what I done in the meantime was I put probably can't see, it's a bit dark, but put a -6 weld-on AN fitting there so we can run some AN lines to the turbo. And also for the heater hosing side of things, just to make life a little bit easier and a little bit more reliable rather than hose clamps, I put some AN fittings on the end of the water line as well for the heater hoses. So had that powder coated black, so that all looks nice and neat. And yeah, so they're ready to sort of go. Well, because we went with the manual rack.
That's been swapped out.
Yeah, because we went with the manual rack, the other little trick for getting rid of the power steering is running a later model Territory, because they had electric steering. So they run a factory power steer delete as such. They're not as easy to find. You can buy them brand new, I have found out now, from Ford. But we just got one from the wreckers, cheap enough. Same thing, powder coated that black. Probably could do with a new idler on it, idler wheel. But yeah, so that all fits up nice. Factory OE as well, so it looks nice and neat. And that gives us the ability now to measure up the belt. We'll get the right belt size. And then all our accessories, driven accessories are all done after that. So yeah, nice and easy. On the other side there too, the factory thermostat housing, I fitted an AN fitting there as well. So I can run -10 lines to the heater hoses from here too. So we'll do that as well. Everything powder coated as well as we go along and go from there.
Mint.
Starting to look nice, yeah. Nice and mint.
All right, so what are we doing first?
We'll do the screamer. Yeah, we'll do the exhaust side to start with.
All he wants to do is put a flaming screamer pipe on this car.
I just want to start it up
And I
and put
just
a
keep
screamer on.
explaining, you don't make a Barra sound louder, just quiet.
Well, they're not loud engines, so you've got to make them sound good. And screamers do that. So we're going to do a screamer, whether you like it or not. We've also done the plumbing here as well.
Put
so.
three screamers on it.
I can if you want. Actually, you know what we should do? I'll put the gate up here and put the screamer out the bonnet with a little flapper. A little truck flapper. So no, we'll do that. I've got the gate ready to...
All right,
I've got the housing.
let's get stuck into that.
All right, we'll do that.
We're putting the wastegate in the housing. What is the logic behind that?
Obviously, the closer the gate is to the turbine wheel, the better boost control. But because the factory manifold is quite small, doesn't give us a lot of room to put the gate on. And plus, we want the whole sleeper effect too, is we want to still retain the factory heat shielding. So I thought we'd put it on the gate, on the housing, tuck it underneath, and that way it's out of sight.
Let's save a bit of time. You've already obviously...
Yeah, obviously, because it's a lengthy procedure to actually weld the cast iron, drill the holes and stuff like that. So what I've done during the week is, we put the gate on the housing, cut the holes, weld it all up, because the procedure for cast iron's a bit funny as well. So you got to heat it all up and then weld it up. So we've done all that, die grinded it, got it as smooth as possible, and it's got a good flow really to the
And
housing.
it's only we're only running a small external.
Yeah, we're only going to a 40 mil. I mean, it's not much bigger. I mean, the factory internal gate hole, I think they get it to about a 32. So we're only stepping it up a little bit. So the boost control should be better. It will be better, but just gives us that more flexibility, because obviously that's a way larger hole than there. You know what I mean? So yeah, with our boost control and close to the turbine wheel, it's going to get some really, really good boost control. So I've done it to a few of the the Barras, and they work really, really well.
And you were saying you put a block off plate off. You obviously
we've had a custom plate made by our mate Ellis at Spec 2D. He laser cut us a flange, which we'll show when we start making the dump pipe. But yeah, it pretty much blocks it off. We will weld this up as well, to stop it from opening and losing gases, obviously. So we will give that a weld up as well, and then we'll put the flange on there, which covers that up, and then we can run our dump pipe from there. So we'll put that on real quickly. I'll get you to mark where we're going to put the gate.
We're going to be running the TurboSmart CompGate 40mm. As you can see, it's got that nice V, and in Roman numerals, V means 5. When you're not looking, I'm going to get a texter and write "kill me."
Do it. Just put it right on the edge there. Yeah, no. All right. Well, I'll tack that on there, because that can work.
Screamer pipes on street cars are diabolical.
Because you haven't had one.
No, I'll never get one. I'm not actually doing any welding. We've just pulled out the dirty V6 and he's trying to make it sound worse. I can't watch it anymore. Ideally, the screamer would be better if we plumbed it under here into the exhaust.
Oh yeah. How about no?
It looks like George has had the last laugh with his flaming screamer pipe.
And it's right there where you can see it too. So it's just for you, mate.
That extra weld might slow it down.
No, it might make it sound better, because it'll be less reversion.
It's mint. I shouldn't say the screamer pipe is mint, but the welding and the work is mint. But it's not too late to plumb it back. We just run a big pipe, like down here.
Yeah. And side exit. No, that's fine. Now I'll do the dump off if you want.
Yeah.
Leave it on the dumpy. Yeah, so we had it laser cut to suit our requirements with not having the wastegate hole. Now that we've run the external, also available if you give us a buzz. Happy to sell one of these as well. And then we can, being a 3-inch outlet, we want to run a 3.5-inch exhaust.
Yeah.
So I've put got a cone reducer or expander to come out to 3.5. So we'll go 3 inch to 3.5, and then we'll start the 3.5-inch system all the way back. So.
Why do you want to angle this way more?
That way.
Yeah.
So what happens is, if you angle it straight, if I want to go down, if I haven't got this height right, I'll have to dip it, then kick it. If you dip it on an angle, right, and then this one's on an angle, your 245s gives the cuts down and then cuts across easier. So you get that transition on the height correctly. Do you know what I mean? Once you start playing with the angles, you'll see, like you know it. See, because if I just went straight like this, see, I'm facing down. But now I kick up height like that, and then I can get the height to come back up a lot neater with another 45, you know, with another smaller angle.
So that's it, George. Another good session on the VS. We've got the wastegate done, the dump pipe done, the intercooler's pretty much done.
That's all pretty much done. Yeah, just a little bit of welding left, and a bit of powder coating, but most of it's done. So another good session. Having the gate and the exhaust side helps heaps. Now we can continue with the rest of the exhaust system when we get the next opportunity. We'll probably move on to I'll finish all the welding for the pipe work, get all that powder coated, finalise all that. But we're making some good tracks on this thing. Yeah, we're getting very close now. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but it doesn't take much to finish it off. So probably now that all the gate's done on the housing as well, probably send it off, get ceramic coated. I might finish the dump pipe as well, get that done and all in one. Then we can pretty much, next session, we can bolt everything up. All that turbo side can get finalised. We'll do some oil and water lines before we bolt it all up, and then literally...
And then, like I think you touched on earlier, we're probably going to do a catch can.
Yeah, we'll make a catch can as well. Yeah, we'll draw some stuff up.
So the engine bay is not too far off, sort of visually being finished.
Correct.
The main parts, maybe not detailed, but
So we're almost there. So we'll touch on a few stuff. Get a radiator sorted. I've done a bit of research on the radiator to suit the outlets where we want them as well. So I think it worked out to early Commodore, so VB, VC, VK. But you can buy the aluminium ones off the shelf, so I'll probably get one of those. If that all works well, slot it straight in, and then we'll work on some fans and that, get that thing keeping cool, whether we've got the room in the front or whether we've got to fit them on the front of the radiator, not behind. So we'll see what room we've got. So there's a heap we're going to still left to do, but it's not big work. So I think majority of the hard part's done. So now we're just going to concentrate on finalising everything and getting it ready to turnkey. So.
All right, well, I cannot wait to hear this screamer pipe.